So any questions from the previous class?
No questions as of now, Challenge.
Okay. So let's see a few more details in the DynamoDB. Okay. So on this table, okay. Now, few more functions we have to see in the DynamoDB. Okay. So we have learned so far that DynamoDB does not maintain a strict schema. It is very fast reads and writes. How indexing works on the DynamoDB. What is the difference between scan versus query in DynamoDB? In what conditions we should use scan and in what condition we should use query. Okay. So after that, okay, I still. So this is the PPT I had earlier. So this is the overall DynamoDB's structure. Okay, so its use cases, its features like mentioned here. Those are global tables, point-in-time recovery, particular supports, on-demand capacity, okay, encryption at rest. So we have seen on-demand capacity that it can automatically enhance the capacity, or you can simply select on-demand capacity to avoid any capacity issues. Okay, you can use this for export data to S3, AWS Glue, AWS Kinesis Streams, CloudTrail, and CloudWatch. So basically, all the changes that are happening in the DynamoDB can be traced and used for analysis using these services. Okay, then we have scan versus query. This is I have explained already to you. Secondary index I have already explained to you. Global secondary index, I mean local should be first, then it should be global. Local secondary indexing, global secondary indexing, all those topics I have already shared with you. So today we are going to see consistency modes. Okay, so before that, if you come here on the page of DynamoDB, on the overview page, we have this option of global tables. Okay, so global table is very simple approach where you can create replicas of your table in another AWS region. Okay, let's again understand the use case of it for this first. So mine table currently is in Mumbai region. Okay, but let's suppose we have some AWS users. Those are in US region. So if they try to access the data from DynamoDB, which is in Mumbai region, okay, it will be a bit laggy for those guys. Okay, it will be a bit laggy for those guys. It might not be as fast as it should be. Okay, so for some applications, this might not be a good approach. And also Mumbai table might be, feeling too many reads or writes also. So it might be a bottlenecks or it might be lagging. So in such cases, we can create replicas of our table in another AWS region. Okay, simple thing you have to do, click on create replica. Not sure why it is taking this much time. Let's say you want to create a replica in London. Okay, so you'll simply use this London option and you can simply click on create replica. That's all you have to do in the replica. And this concept is actually called global tables. Okay, so it's a multi-read and multi-write replica. You have to understand this thing first. Okay, that means both reads and writes can happen both in Mumbai region and in Europe and London region. Okay, so that is what it is. Okay, I am not going to create replica because it's chargeable, and I'm not, nothing we will learn from this. So once you create the replica, then there comes one more problem. Okay, let's say I updated.
Sorry to interrupt. Are
Yes,
you
please.
sharing your screen?
Thank you. Okay, so I was referring to this PPT. Okay, this is what we have seen yesterday. I'm just going to repeat all those things. The DynamoDB features, what is DynamoDB is all about, how we can use these services for changes made or analyze the stream data. We will see this by example. Then we have learned what is scan versus query, indexing, secondary index. Like first of all, what is secondary index? What is their use cases? And what kind of secondary index we have? So we have local secondary index and we have global secondary index. Okay, then this is something we are learning right now, consistency modes. And before the consistency modes, I was talking about global tables concept. Okay, so if you open any table on the overview page, if you come in the option of global tables, you can click on create replica and simply choose a region for yourself. If you choose London, for example, so if you click on this create replica, it is going to create a replica of your table in London region. So as I told you, this is going to serve all London users that you are having in your application. Okay. So now, once I create this table, this is also going to introduce one more issue in our system. So what is that issue? Let's say I update some value in Mumbai region and it will take few milliseconds to seconds to get it reflected or get it copied onto your London's DynamoDB table. Okay, or your secondary region's DynamoDB table. And same is vice versa. Like if someone is updating some values on Europe region, and the same will be taking some time to get it reflected on Mumbai's region. Okay, and this is called consistency modes in DynamoDB. So we have actually two consistency mode. In eventual consistency mode, data might be not be in sync with other region. Okay, it is milliseconds delays. Okay, it's not like that I have updated something now and after 10 minutes also it is not updated. No, it's not going to be like that. It is just milliseconds of delay. But sometimes that delay can also be critical for your application. Okay, it depends projects to projects and application to application, like what you are actually doing. So if you are just a gamer, so it might not be very critical for you. Okay, if you're seeing a score with half a second delay, then it's fine for you. Okay, but if it's some money transactions or if it's some stock market update or it is some data that is very critical, in that case it might in that case it might cause issues. Okay, so the default mode for replications between the replicas of global tables is eventually consistent. Okay, here only one issue is your data might not be in sync with milliseconds of delays, and the other option is strong consistent. Okay, here the response are going to be most up to date. Okay, so basically it is not saying that you will be getting updates on another table in the same time. What it is saying, it's going to be most up to date. Okay, if you are reading the another table, it is going to wait for the origin table to update first. Okay, so basically the strong consistent will make sure that you are not seeing any stale data. Okay, this is what it is going to make sure that you are not seeing any stale data. It's going to reflect all the updates from the prior write operation that were successful. Okay, so if some operation is successful on my Mumbai's region, that means the write operation. In that case, if I am trying to read something from my Europe's region's DynamoDB table, it is going to be up to date. It is going for the update to be completed and it's reflect in your table. Only then it is going to read the data for you. So it's going to make sure that you are not seeing the older values. Okay. Now, with some benefits come some cost. So strong consistent reads are not supported on, first of all, it is not supported on global secondary index. So on your indexes, you might still have the stale data still, but on your table it will be up to date, and they need more throughput. Basically, if somewhere you need one write capacity unit to update some data on the same place with strong consistent mode, you will need 2 write capacity units. Okay, so simply the double of normal eventually consistent mode. This is what it's going to cost you. Okay, so please let me know if you have any questions about consistency mode, because this is a hard question you can expect in the interviews. If you go on DynamoDB level, mostly you will not. Okay. If you have no questions on consistency modes and global tables, it is easy concept. Then we have backups. Okay. First thing is manual backup. You can simply click on create backup and create the backup on demand as per your need. Okay. That means you can see where you want to backup. You can say start in 1 hour. So in next 1 hour, your table will be backed up onto S3. What kind of backup you want? You can say AWS backup. If you want that backup data to be transitioned onto Glacier on S3, you can say never, or you can mention some days, or you want to retain the backup for some days, or you want to retain it for always. You can choose this option. I mean, if you click on customize settings, all those options will be available for you. So we were on this one. If you want to transition this to cold storage, you can select days, weeks, months, or years, or you can simply say never. Same goes for retention period. You can keep it always, or days, months, or year. Backup port you can choose, and same goes for IAM role. By default, it's going to create automatically IAM role for itself while taking the backup. But just in case, if you want to create your own IAM role, you can create that. And simply click on this backup, create backup, and it's going to create the backup for you in S3 buckets. Okay, you have to, I mean, this is going to create a backup for itself in S3 buckets. Then, there's one more option, that is something like Snowflake's time travel. Here it is called point in time recovery. If you keep it on, okay, if you say turn in point in time recovery, all the changes made to your table will be saved. Okay, as you can see in the definition, point in time recovery provides continuous backups of your DynamoDB table for 35 days. So here retention period is 35 days. Up to 35 days, you can query your table from historical time period. Okay, like 3 days back, 4 days back. I mean, whatever you prefer for your queries. Okay, so this is the exact comparison of your Snowflake's time travel. Then comes the important thing, that is exports and streams. Okay, so first of all, you can export the data to S3. This is again a kind of backup only. You can export the data from your table to S3 buckets, and if you want in future, you can import it again and you can use it as a backup. It's again fairly simple. Simply click on export to S3, choose a source table, choose a destination bucket and folder, and choose what you want to export, full export, incremental export. Okay, where from you want export, like if you want to export from starting from today's data or from some point in historical time, and you can choose the format. Two options you have, JSON and Amazon Ion format. Okay, and you can use encryption keys as per your choices, and you can create export to S3 buckets. Okay, this is one more option that we have. Then you have two options. Okay, first option is you can create a Kinesis stream on your table that is going to keep track of all the changes happening into your DynamoDB buckets. Okay, and second thing is DynamoDB streams. I mean, both are kind of same. This is going to send your data by default to Amazon Kinesis. Something we are going to start learning from Monday onwards, Amazon Kinesis. And then we have DynamoDB stream details. Okay, so we are going to perform our demo with DynamoDB streams. So what is DynamoDB streams first? Okay, DynamoDB streams is a real-time event notifications, you can say, made to your destinations whenever some changes are happening in your DynamoDB table. Okay, so let's understand this use case. Okay, let's say I have a product information table in my DynamoDB, and one product has been bought up by some customer. Okay, then I want to generate some email on that, or I want to take some actions on that. Okay, so in that case, you can have DynamoDB streams. As and when you detect the order is being placed via table information, you can send email or you can take the further actions. Okay, so how it works is, if you have to click on turn on. When you click turn on, it is going to ask you what you want to project into your triggers. Okay, you can say you only want to have key attributes. That means only your keys like partition key, short key, or index key are going to be placed. If you want to say new image, that is whatever is the, like, let's say some record is being updated. In that case, only the new version of the image will be pushed into the notifications. If you say old image, only the old version of your record will be pushed. If you say new and old both the version will be pushed into your streams. So we are going to test it with new and old both images. Okay, I'll simply click turn on the stream. Now, once my stream is turned on, you can see I have one more option available, that is trigger. So that is, it is asking now, like it is saying your stream is on, but what would you like to do when something happens in this stream? So you can say I would like to create a trigger, and you can trigger a Lambda function from this. Okay, I am going to choose my Lambda function, and it is DynamoDB stream capture. Batch size is that how many number of records you want to push into Lambda function. So for this demo, I'm going to keep it 1 because we are going to modify single or 2 records, and those 2 records will be pushed into the streams. Okay, you have to make sure you keep turned on trigger checked. Click on create trigger. Okay, now this trigger has been created successfully. So now I will come on my Lambda functions again. Okay, I'll open this Lambda function. So you can see it is being triggered from DynamoDB via 2 actually tables. So I'm just going to disable, remove this one that is disabled. So this is what you will get. Okay, so you'll get only one trigger enabled on your Lambda functions. I mean, obviously you'll have to create the Lambda function first. Okay, and just for your reference, this Lambda function is having permissions. It is having AWS Lambda basic execution role. Okay, it has AWS DynamoDB full access. Those 2 policies, and also AWS S3 full access. Those 3 policies I would like you to create, and I mean I would like you to attach to a IAM role and use that IAM role here. Your service is again going to be Lambda functions, because see, Once your stream is triggered, everything is passed on to Lambda function. So all the access you have to provide to Lambda function. Okay. Now, so first of all, actually, I will wait here. If you let me know if you have any questions still here. I want to be sure that you have got whatever you are doing till here.
I don't have any questions, but I have one other question related to Redshift. On the Redshift, we have two classes as of now, right, Jalaj? Do we have plan to cover more topics on Redshift, or is it completed?
So you said two clusters. What exactly you mean by that?
Two classes. I think we
Yes,
discussed.
actually that is more than enough. See, all the concept of warehouse we have already gone through, okay? And all the Redshift features, those are important. Those will be asked in interviews very mostly, like your distribution keys, your short keys, your optimization techniques, uh, your cluster operations, how your node works, how your leader node works, responsibilities of compute node and leader nodes. That is all you have in Redshift. Okay. Then you do, I mean, we have actually already covered the workload management, parameter groups. We have covered the automatic backups or, those recoveries options. Then there are few admin activities. I mean, we have also already covered encoding as well. Okay. So most of the Redshift topics actually we have covered.
Okay.
Then there are some, I mean, if you want to a deep dive more, then there are some admin related activities, understanding the information table, understanding the error tables, what they store, how you retrieve those. That is something on admin level. I mean, as a data engineer also you can learn those, but I don't think that somebody is going to ask you those in interviews.
Okay.
And anyhow, you'll have to improve your SQL game to claim Redshift and Snowflake. And yes, related to Redshift and Snowflake, data modeling, fact tables, dimension table, normalizations, SCD1, SCD2. This is something you have to learn.
Okay. So backup and restore something we have covered, right? Backup and restore.
Yeah, it's actually very, very simple. Like you just go on the like we did, like we have seen for DynamoDB. Same is the option for Redshift. You just go and choose SC bucket and create the backup. That's all.
Okay.
And actually, we have covered that also. So if you see in the second class, you will find that.
Okay. So roughly how many classes are left according to you, Jalaj, roughly? If we plan to plan.
Today, yeah, today I'm going to finish this DynamoDB.
Uh,
Around 2 or 3 classes for Kinesis family,
okay.
and then 3 to 4 classes for project, and then 1 class for EMR.
Okay. One will be enough for EMR.
It is mostly your PySpark only. You just need to understand what is the difference between AWS Glue and EMR, and what is EMR. The introduction of EMR, then the comparison between two services.
Okay. Like the way we execute the jobs in Glue and all that things we can do in EMR also, but in EMR that will not be serverless. There will be a server in the background. That's
Yes,
all.
that's all difference.
Okay.
Yeah, but how the server works, how it is connected, how to launch those things, that's all we have to learn.
Okay. I'm fine.
And see, it's not like that, whatever I'm teaching you, that's all, as we have discussed on, separately as well. I told you, if you can, manage these services, now that's all you are going to be, this is all you need to learn.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to learn data brew and all those things now, please refer any YouTube videos. It's fairly easy thing.
Yeah, I have seen on the data view it was damn easy. So it was just a UI part, and there's no need to spend any effort on data view. But
Yeah.
might be see what is happening as of now. I will be very honest with you. What is happening? You are on the, I think, 23rd or 24th class, right? I believe. I am still on the 13 or 14. So I'm taking time to prepare the notes and everything. It is taking some time for me.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I always say. I mean, you have to practice from start practicing from day one. If you
Yeah.
lag now, it's going to be too much to cover in the later stage.
Backlog, yeah. I'm just trying to mix up, but not able to do it. No worries.
No worries.
But
So,
we
I
are
mean,
going good. Yeah.
yeah, see, you guys can be in touch with me, okay? And after this class, I'm going to tell you one of my interview experience today. I had an interview with one of the, you can say big threes, not big four, big threes. It was good experience, so I'll just share it with you, okay? But let's continue with this. So till now, what we have done, we have understood what is DynamoDB streams and have connected our Dynamo streams with our Lambda function. Now, here I have my code. It's simplest of code. I'll give you assignment on this. Okay. So what I am doing, if you know this thing, in event variable, we are going to get everything that DynamoDB is pushing into this Lambda function. Okay. Everything we will get in event. Okay. After that, I print my event first. The complete event I am printing. Okay. After that, I'm simply exploring my records variable that is present in the response of the event. Okay. So let's actually test and then see it. Okay, I'm not supposed to test it from here. What we have to do, I completely missed it. We have to come on task table, click on explore table items. We have two items. What I will do, I'll create item. I'll say 2 and date. I'm going to keep today's date. Okay, I created this item. Now, if you come back on Lambda function and if you open its logs, first of all, it should get trigger. Okay, so let's check this out. It does get trigger on 15th of 12 and 2039 Indian timing. If I open this stream, this is what I get. Okay, so I can simply say view in column details. Okay, it doesn't help. View in plain text. This is what I receive in the event. This is my complete event. I'm just going to, use the JSON lint. Great. That's all. Thank you. This is what I have with me in event. Okay, I'll just make it more readable for you guys. JSON. Okay. Now we have this JSON with us and we have records. Okay. Inside the records, we have event ID, something not very useful, but we have event name with us. Okay. Like what kind of event we have generated. So we have event name, event version, again, nothing, something useful, region. And then you have the most important thing. What event triggered this thing? Okay. So it is a DynamoDB thing. And then we have keys. So these are the keys got affected. Okay. And this is the new image for the values that got changed. So I have added only two things like partition key and short key I have added. Like in this case, my keys and columns are actually same. So what will happen? You will get keys here, and then all the columns you add, you will get those columns here like date and ID will be by default, but all the columns that you add will be here. Okay, and you can see stream view name is new and old images. Now let's do one thing. One more time. Trigger this. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to modify this one. I will add actually attribute. This time I'm going to say a string. Let's add color attribute to this. Okay. I'll say I think actually will work. Okay. save and close. Once you do this, I'll come back on my logs. I will open the latest log stream once it is there. It should be there in some time. Wait, I think it's just use a previous one only. Resume. Yeah, actually it used the previous one only. So this is the new event. Okay, it did not created the new link, but we do have the event generated. So I just quick copy paste. Still here before all these dots I'm pasting. Again we will come here and say JSON. Okay, let's replace this completely. If you see this time, inside the values of DynamoDB, we have keys. Like on this keys, something has happened. What happened? Your new image of these keys is this, where you also have the colors variable, and your old image is something like this. You don't have colors variable. Okay, this is what we are doing till now, and it is done by single line of code. Okay, a single line of code is actually this. If I come back on code, okay, I am simply printing the event. That's all I'm doing till now. Okay, then I am doing some extractions that will help you in completing the assignment. Assignment is you have to generate a CSV and write it on S3 bucket in the same Lambda function. Okay, this Lambda function you'll have to modify to generate a CSV format, and you have to write this onto your S3 buckets. Okay. So what you have to do? You have to say, first of all, event type. Second column is going to be is modified and new image and time. Okay, this is what you have to take. So what will happen for the sample thing? Your event type is going to be modified. Your keys are going to be date and ID. Okay, your new image, okay, is going to be value of all these things, like value of all these things like 12, sorry, it's going to be 15, 12, 2023, orange, and 2. Old image is going to be 15, 12, 2023, and 2. And you have to mention the timestamp here. Okay, so as do we have timestamp here? It is in epoch format, so let's forget about this. You have to add timestamp here, the current timestamp. Okay, so this is what you have to do. You have to convert this dictionary into this format, and you have to save it on your CSV file location. Okay, this is what you have to do, and it has to be dynamic. Okay, please do not hard code this. That means if on different day, if I have only the new image, okay, or only the insert event, it has to say insert, and it cannot have any value in old image. Like old image is going to be empty. Okay, or if the number of columns changes, or if the column number of columns drops, it should not matter. It has to be a dynamic solution. So let me know if you have got this question or assignment clearly or not.
Actually,
Yes. Yes, Ashwarya, please.
yeah, I'm asking to explain the question once again.
Okay. See, you have this JSON. Okay. This is what you have right now in your event variable. This is what you have right now in your event variable. Forget about this code. Okay. Forget about this code. Let's comment this. This is all I'm printing. Your event variable is have these details. Okay. Now from this detail, what you have to do in next line of code inside this same function, you have to convert this complex JSON into some CSV format like this. Okay. And we have already done this kind of work in the recognition Lambda function. Okay. If you recall that thing. So what we have to do, we have to create these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns we have to create. First column is event type that you will get from event name. It has to be modified. So example value is modify. Key is modified. That means what your partition and short key is being modified. So these are your keys. You have to take these two keys from here and separate them with a hyphen or a pipe or something. I'll suggest use hyphen or pipe only. So I'm doing pipe. So take your date and ID and attach them together and separate them with a pipe. You have to take your new image. This time you do not have to take the name of keys. Okay. First of all, I'm taking the name of keys. In new image, I'm taking the image, like what values they are having. Okay. So you will say 15/12/2023. Then you'll have a pipe to append orange. Then you'll have pipe to append 2. Then obviously comma will be there to separate the field. Then you have old image and old value of your columns you will have here appended by or separated by a pipe. Okay. And what I'm saying here is if I had more columns into new image, or if I drop some columns from new image, or if I modify my old image, it should get append all the columns. Like suppose if I have 5 columns in the next time, all those 5 columns values should be appended and separated by a pipe and should be in there in old image or new image columns. Okay. If you prefer, okay, if you want it to be a bit more meaningful, create a Athena table over this and do not create it manually. Okay. Create a crawler. Okay. I mean, create a crawler manually from AWS Glue's data catalog to crawl the location where you are going to write the records from this function. And then you have to start the crawler from your Lambda function. So I mean, that is okay. For now, forget about the crawlers and data catalog. Just do only this thing. Just convert this into CSV format. And I need 5 columns: event type, keys modified, new image, old image, and time. And this is kind of exact real-time requirements you will get. You will have to and it will be a very good practice for you. Okay. And please do not use ChatGPT. And for reference and for examples, you can use recursion Lambda functions code. So is it clear now, Ashwarya?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to share it with you. This is the code, and you have to schedule. You have to trigger, or I mean, you have to set up the DynamoDB streams by your own. You can take help from recordings, and then you need. Okay, then if I open the notepad, this is what that guy asked me. I may do not go on these things. It's very simple question. A few questions he asked was like, difference between integration object and stage. Actually, I have explained this to you, so we should know this. Question number 2 was the limit of variant column is P. Okay, that basically means if you remember in the package file format, we had created a variant column to store the JSON based data. Now that variant column cannot store more than 60 MB of data. Okay, so how we overcome this situation? Okay, try to find the answer for this. Question 3 was question 3 was yeah, so he shared me a table, so we have to print average salary by department, and also all the other table columns. Okay, question is basically asking you to let's say we have 5 columns in your table: department, name, ID, salary, and then you have to create a 5th column where you also have the average salaries. So issue here is if you use group by to get the average salaries, you will not be able to project the other columns. You'll only able to project the department because you will going to do a group by on department, and then you can print the average salary. But he wants all the columns to be projected in the final output. Okay. Then he asked me, you are migrating 10 TB of data. I mean, number can be anything, the size, from legacy to S3. Okay. What cost optimizations and best practices we can follow? So I hope you know this answer. It is a very simple thing. It is storage classes. So these are the few options that I remember. I'll just going to pass it to you. And what was else? Yeah, he asked me a question on Snowflake versus Redshift. So prepare for that as well. And one more interesting question was there. Okay, I'll share it with you. Okay, once I remember that, I'll share it with you. But I think all these 4 questions actually I'm covering in my course. Okay, only the question 2 is something that I have not covered. The limit of variant column. You can just read about this. But average salary and all those things we should know. It's a SQL question. Integration stage versus stage versus integration object we have already discussed in the Snowflake. And this is I have given you a very good example of banking applications. Same I answered to that guy today actually. Refer good use case examples in your interviews if you know those. Okay. Okay. You have any questions?
Yeah, Jalis. So this last question, right? So migrating the data. So they're asking for best practices. Like, are they asking us to give a storage class which they can use for this? To answer that, this information is insufficient, right? So what kind of data it is and what is their end goal? All that we should know to suggest a storage class,
No.
right?
No, Ashwarya. So what is asking, what is the best practices you will follow? So you will say him, as we know that we are not going to use the whole data for analytical purpose. So we will keep our latest data in standard buckets. And there might be some data that we are going to use rarely, so that we will keep in infrequent access buckets. And then we have very legacy data, very old data that as it is a banking application, we cannot delete, and we will have it on our archive data. Okay, we will archive that data into some glaciers or something. Then you should be encrypting the data. Okay, we have also gone through the encryption options, and for new upcoming data and for the new coming days, we should utilize the lifecycle rules to keep this data automatically moving into storage classes. And say it like that I have done it in my previous project. Okay, say it like I have done it in my previous project. Just try to show some experience.
Yeah, so they mentioned banking data, right?
No, nothing with they mentioned. You have to say that I have done it for banking application.
Okay.
Or I mean, not only banking. You can say anything that you feel good. I mean, it's the same. See, this process is same for any other project. Only latest data is used for analytical. Like even if you're, let's talk about a sports expert or some sports data. Okay. And if you talk about cricket, cricket is way more than different than it was used to be in 1980s. Okay, so if we compare the strike rates of the batsman at that point of time and today's batsman's strike rate, this is no sense. So we have to archive that data. That is a gone thing. Okay, so you have to use latest one only. Any more questions?
Yeah, quick question. On the glue part, we have the option to trigger the glue job on event of S3 or event of Lambda function, right? That is a scenario that we have not covered right yet.
Actually, I have shared it with you, no? Actually, I'm supposed to do that in final projects, but I have shared the code with you already.
Okay. That code in the plain text, right? There was no file, but direct code, right?
Yeah, direct code only.
Okay. That we are going to do in the
Yeah, this
project.
one, trigger glue job.
I'm fine if we are going to cover in project.
Yeah, it is actually covered. So in project, we are going to build a kind of complete pipeline only.
Okay. Sure. Thank you, Jalaj.
Thank you. Okay then. Thank you guys. We'll meet on Monday now.
Bye.
Thank you all.